Now, this problem of not doing the add-on sale, it's not unique to you. It's not even unique to retail. It is a really big problem in today's business world in Australia and New Zealand. And in fact, I suspect it's a pretty broad problem in the Western world. And you know why? Because we've got the wrong view of selling. We think that selling is persuading people to do something that they don't want to do. And to do that, well, you'd have to be pretty pushy, eh? Aggressive. And that's not how we see ourselves. You don't see yourself, you don't look in the mirror and see a pushy, aggressive, determined person. You see this soft, lovely, cuddly teddy bear, that wouldn't hurt anybody. And so when somebody comes in and they ask for something, fine, you've asked for it, I'll give it to you. But I'm not going to do anything else because I don't want you to think that I'm pushy. I don't want to walk down the street on a Friday night with my partner and see my customer and her partner coming the other way and see that my customer elbows her partner and points at me and I can read the lips that says, that's a bastard, tried to sell me the fries with that, We don't want to be seen like that. So we don't do it. But that's the wrong view of selling. Selling is not persuading somebody to do something they don't want to do. Selling is giving the person the opportunity to buy a solution to a problem that bothers them. Our job is to ask the questions so that both we and they understand the problems they have or could have, and then to have the product knowledge that we can then say, hey, we've got solutions to those problems, and this is why these products are solutions to those problems. Hey, from here on in, whether you want to buy or not, that's up to you. You don't have to feel a failure if somebody doesn't buy. It's not your fault. We've all been in situations where we would have liked to have bought, but we don't have the money and we don't want to admit that. Or we're not ready, where we're just looking, but then we come back because this was the best thing. That's where we got the best experience. Or we think, nah, that wouldn't be very good, and we go home and we say to our mate, I was in the store today looking at such and such, but I didn't buy it. I didn't think it was very good. And then the mate says, oh, you should have. I got one of those. They're just fantastic. And they come back again. I mean, it's not your job to make them buy. It is your job to ask the questions that identify the problems that they have or could have, and to show them that we have the solutions. Now, as I travel around New Zealand and Australia, I mystery shop your stores quite a lot. And I was in a Sanity store the other day, and the add-on sale item is the disc that cleans the laser. That's right, isn't it? And one woman said to me, you don't want one of these, do you? I said, no, you're quite right. How perceptive of you. And another store, somebody said, oh, did I tell you about these? And I said, no. Oh, she said, they're pretty good. Is that right? But in another store, she said, did you know that the laser beam gets dirty in your CD player? And so before you play this new record CD that you just bought, would you like to clean it? This is how you clean it. This is the cost. And I bought it. Because there's the person who first talked to me about the problem and then presented the solution and didn't push the product. See, I have a view of selling that says if you don't do those things, you're actually doing something nasty to the customer. And I'll tell you what it is. At Bras and Things, we did a one-day seminar for managers, and we brought some customers in. And I said to one of the customers, I said to all three of them actually, I said, if you shopped at a store and we had an add-on product, like a wash bag, and nobody told you about it, and a month later, 2 months later, you discovered they had it, and you would have liked one because it would have been useful, how would you feel? And one of them just said, cheated. And that's what we do. When we don't take the time to ask questions, to find out if people have other problems, and we've got the solutions, then we cheat them. It's our job to take them through that process. You are helping them by taking them through that add-on process. Whether or not they buy is up to them. You are not helping them. You are hurting them if you don't bother to do that. And that's what many of us do. We just simply don't bother to do that because we don't ask questions.